everyone. Welcome to LawSikho's thorough newspaper analysis for 11th Feb 2023. Coming up to the first article of the today's session is about India's law and order matrix needs a reboot from the Hindu. Article 105 limits to free speech in Parliament and what Honorable Supreme Court has ruled from the Indian Express, a very important article of the today's session, followed by the news update and the legal news. Indian laws and order matrix needs a reboot. The annual All India Conference of Directors General, Inspector General of Police, which was held recently, witnessed a departure from the past. While previously the conference mainly used to deal with police work, now it also flowed into policy and personal matters. The security threats have all embracing, and there is a need for in-depth discussion on futuristic themes in policing, such as cybercrime, the dark web, crypto, maritime security, the threats from drone, and also problems stemming from an unchecked social media. These are in addition to subjects such as left-wing extremism, counter-terrorism, drug trafficking, and border issues. The changing security scenarios are producing myriads of internal and external challenges, which will require greater innovativeness and new cognitive skills to meet up to these challenges. One of the ways to combat this is to revamp the selection process of police personnel. The choice of personnel to man security agency require more high-level attention that has been devoted to this task. The technological advancements and their superior pace up till now have given the protesters an edge, a phenomenon that is detrimental to the law and order of any country. The proper utilization of open source intelligence could well become the critical factor in managing many law and order situations today. A vast gap exists at present between the need and on how best to utilize information from open sources. Further, the issue is aggravated with the present multiple agency, including intelligence and investigative, which often do not work in common. The next very important article of the today's session is about Article 105 and how it limits and how it is interrelated with the Parliament and what Honorable Supreme Court has ruling in the particular case. MP Malika Arjun Khagre has protested against the expunction of the past of his speech on the motion of thanks in the President's address. He brought forward the provisions of Article 105 and has claimed that the provisions given parliamentarians certain privileges. Further, he has also submitted to the House that he had made no personal allegations in the House. Now the question arises, what exactly Article 105 of the Constitution states? Article 1051, subject to the provisions of this Constitution and to the rules and standing order, regulating the procedure of Parliament, there shall be a freedom of speech. The very important clause of Article 105 is clause number 2. No member of Parliament shall be liable to any proceedings in any court in respect to anything said or any vote given by him in the Parliament or any committee. Article 105 deals in a simpler terms, it protects the members from any legal action for any statement made in the course of their duties in the House. This privilege was brought into force by the Act of Government of India Act 1935, which had references to the House of Commons. However, India believes that Constitution is supreme, unlike the Britain. Now comes the very two important ruling of Honorable Supreme Court, where Article 105 has been dealt with. One of the cases, Tej Kiran Jain versus N. Sanjeeva Reddy. The Supreme Court dismissed a plea for the damages that were filed by the followers of Puri Shankaracharya and stated that the provision under Article 105 had the widest import. The same was upheld almost 2 decades later in the case of P.V. Narasimha Rao and state, where the Supreme Court held that the immunity allowed the Parliament members to carry on their debates and tasks fearlessly. Now, coming up to the news update of the today's session, India ranks 5th in accreditation system in the world. The Global Quality Infrastructure Index ranks 184 economies on the base of their quality infrastructure. In 2020, India ranked 9th in the world. The statement came in the backdrop of the Global Quality Infrastructure Index 2021 that was released in December 2022. ISRO and NASA NISAR satellite. Now, what is NISAR? NISAR is an SUV-sized satellite that is dedicatedly developed by the space agencies of the US and India for studying hazards and global environmental challenge. The mission, which is equipped with the latest reflector antenna ever launched by NASA, will measure Earth-changing ecosystem and dynamic surfaces, spotting warning signs of imminent volcanic eruptions on one hand and ice masses on the other, providing information about biomass, natural hazards, sea level rise, and aid in monitoring groundwater supplies. Coming up to the third important news of today's session is India to host several tourism-related activities. The number of tourism-related activities will be held in India in the next few months under the country presidency of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The presidency of SCO was handed to India by Uzbekistan last year in September. India has conceptualized the SCO Tourism Mart along with SATTE to promote the SCO brand of tourism. Guys, do tell me in the comment section below, where is the headquarters of SCO? International Day of Women and Girls in Science. This year, the International Day of Women and Girls in Science will focus on the role of women and girls and science as relates to sustainable development goals in review at the forthcoming high-level political forum. Coming up to the news update, NTCP bags ATD Best Awards 2023 for sixth consecutive year. Now, what is ATD? ATD is Association for Talent Development. The Association of Talent Development Best Award recognizes organization that demonstrates enterprise through talent development. NTPC has been successful in creating an ecosystem which empowers employees to enhance their skill sets. The award includes small and large private, public, and not-for-profit organizations from across the globe. The Association for Talent Development USA is the world's largest association in the field of talent development, and ATD's best award is most covered recognition in learning and development. Now coming up to the legal updates of today's session, Order 21 Rule 84 CPC. Deposit of 25% of amount by auction purchaser mandatory. Balance amount to be paid within 15 days. It was held by Honorable Supreme Court in Gas Point Petroleum India Limited versus Rajendra Maruthi. The bench held that the full amount of purchase money had to be paid out within 15 days. The last news of the today's session is Delhi High Court grants interim protection to Oreo, restrains Parle from using Fabio. It was held in Intercontinental Great Brands versus Parle Product Private Limited. Honorable Justice C. Harishankar was of the opinion that name ending in O or IO are not common on biscuits, and Parle has made a concluding IO annotation in its named Fabio. Mark identical to the concluding EO in annotation in Oreo mark by adding O to its earlier Fab mark. It's a very interesting news that we generally eat biscuits in our like on a daily basis. So please mark this legal update as an interesting one for the today. Thank you for today's session. Stay tuned. Please do subscribe to our channel and share if you find this video the relevant one. Take care. Thank you so much.